Hello YouTube world, my name is Nicholas Montez and you're watching my YouTube channel, Nicholas Montez. So it is January 31st and we are going to be, that means we are going to be ranking the top 5 of the movies that I saw in January that are non-new releases. And this will be a very exciting ranking because I've only seen 5 movies of that genre, of that station, you know what I mean. Which is weird because I was meant to see 3, but it got switched around. So, without further ado, let's get started with the ranking. So you guys saw my review for The Road to El Dorado when I did my DreamWorks series on Friday, like last Friday, January 22nd. You know I was not the biggest fan of the film. I wasn't really sure if I was excited for it because I kept hearing bad things about it, like the characters weren't that great, and the story wasn't good, and that's exactly what I felt for this film. You don't really root for the characters, you don't really like the story that they're going for, and you don't really like anything in this film. There are a couple of scenes I did enjoy, especially when they're like trying to put the basketball in the hoop, or trying to put the armadillo in the hoop, and the animation and music is of course good, but everything else is just not very good. So one of the things that 2020 has done to me, like, I know 2020 has been one of the worst years for everyone, even me, but one of the things that I actually did in 2020 was I actually watched most of the X-Men movies. And I was actually proud of that, because I didn't really think I was going to see them anytime soon, but I actually did. And it all started off with X-Men Days of Future Past, then X-Men Apocalypse, the first X-Men, and then the Wolverine, when they got all released on Disney+, and then later X-Men 2. So, as this was like one of the next X-Men films that I saw, because I've already seen the X-Men Origins, the Wolverine, and then Logan, which I thought X-Men Origins Wolverine was bad, but Logan was pretty great. But then I saw this film, and I think it's likable. There's definitely some stuff I don't like about it. Right off the bat, the characters, I would say, is probably one of my favorite parts of the film. Yukio is probably the best part of the film. I would say she's probably my favorite character of this movie, besides Wolverine. I really like that, the little story about how he wants to thank him after all these years for saving his life, because if he didn't, then he would have been dead. And I mean, it's not really the most interesting trope between two characters, but I mean, hey, at least we got something from the X-Men universe. Also, the final battle doesn't, there's so many plot lines in here, they just try to do a bunch of stuff that doesn't really work for me. They try to, I feel like they try to be too comic booky with their characters. And then they try to make it like a martial arts type film. But at the end of the day, it doesn't even work. And even the final battle with the guy that Wolverine saved doesn't even make sense. Because you don't even explore his character, and all he wants to do is just become young again. I mean, not really something interesting to me. So that is why I don't like the Wolverine. But it's still a good movie. I would still give it a C+, because there's some stuff I do not like about it, but there are some stuff I do like about it. Alright, so this is another X-Men film that I saw this month, and that means that the only X-Men movies I have to see now are X-Men The Last Stand and The New Mutants, which I know a lot of people are saying that those movies are one of the worst X-Men films, but I don't care, I'm still gonna see them because I might have different opinions. But Deadpool 2 was a really fun time. I don't think it's better than the first Deadpool, but I would still give it the same grade as Deadpool, if you know what I mean. So let's talk about it. So Deadpool 2 for me, I would say it was a good film. It's definitely not great. There's definitely some stuff I liked about it. Like the action sequences, I actually like better than the original one because it's much bigger. Deadpool just, I don't know, he has a better fighting style in this one. Because in the original one, he's basically just fighting soldiers. But in this one, he's like fighting gangs and crews and stuff like that. And I like that. And the death of Vanessa that we get to explore, of how his heart's not in the right place, that's a very cool thing that we got to explore in this movie. And you know, the message of family, I thought was good. I thought that the theme about family was pretty well done in this film. It wasn't great, but it was fun. And then, what else is there? Oh, then we have the story with Cable. It's like something we've basically seen before. It's not really like anything new we've seen before. Like anything new we've seen. So that's one thing I didn't like about it. And plus they set up too many things. And I am excited for a future X-Force film. But I don't really think it could set up, I don't really think it does a great job at setting up things. That's my problems with the film. But overall, it's still it's still a good movie. And I think this is definitely a watch before January ends. So this month is my introduction to the Christopher Nolan movies. Yes, I have not seen a Christopher Nolan film in my entire life until I saw Memento. And what did I think about it? Well, Christopher Nolan's films, I hear to know that all of Christopher Nolan's movies are very mixed, and everybody has different opinions on them. Especially like Tenet, where people absolutely love that movie and think it's one of Christopher Nolan's best films. But then people think it's one of the worst of Christopher Nolan's films, and some people don't even know what they would rate it or score it. For me, Memento was actually a really good film. I thought the way they did the story about a man trying to find the man who killed you have the guy that played Aldrich Killian in Iron Man 3, where he's trying to find the man who killed his wife, but the film is in reverse. That is something I've never seen before in a film. I just think that's very awesome to explore. And the way we do that, we explore the characters in different ways. Plus the music is really, every time I heard the music, I just loved hearing it because it does something so good and so great that I absolutely love it. But one thing I do have is that back to it reverse, telling the story in reverse, is that it's a little bit confusing at times because it's a little bit overwhelming at first when you think about it. Well, it might be overwhelming for some other people too when you watch it again. But when you put all the pieces together, it does make sense. So that's why it's at number 2 on my non-new release 2021 movies list. Hey guys, sorry if you guys think this is weird or anything, but if you're wondering why I look different for this scene of the video, you're probably wondering, why do I look different? It's because this part of the video is technically filmed the day I'm posting this video, so just want to let you know that. But before we get into my number 1, I do have an honorable mention, and that is Superbad. So if you follow me on Instagram or TikTok, you know that I actually watched Superbad last night with my sister. We had an absolute blast. This was a film that it works so well. It was funny. It did sex jokes very well, and it did it in a clever way. And of course, you have to talk about the cast. Jonah Hill. I don't know why I keep getting his name mixed with Mark Hamill. I don't know why. I feel like their names are similar in some way. You have Seth Rogen, Bill Hader, Emma Stone. There's so many actors in here that you can name off the top of your head, and you just love them all. So this is a great film. It's very funny. Sorry I just opened my eyes like that. I didn't mean to do that. But yeah. And also it handles the characters very well, especially how we kind of dive deep into the characters, especially with the two cops, with Seth Rogen and Bill Hader. And there was especially this one scene where Seth Rogen's character is like, I know you have guns and crack. Like, that scene was just so funny. Like, and there's so many things you know, because people that watch this are mostly adults. But because I'm 14, I can basically watch it because I'm old enough now. But it's fine. So that's my honorable mention. So now let's get into the actual number one spot. Oh, before we do that, I didn't put the Superbad in this list because I didn't want to fix it, because I technically filmed this like Wednesday of January 27th. So that's why it's not that's why I didn't add it into the list, because I didn't want to fix anything. But yeah. So if you guys know, I went to go see Chicken Run on Peacock. If you saw my review for Friday, you know I absolutely really like this movie. Just to let you know, this is not an A tier film. I would not give this an A. I would give this a B+, because I don't think this movie is absolutely perfect or great. Because I don't connect with it as much. But there's some great things. There are some really good things about it. The way they took this story about chickens escaping from a farm, I thought worked very well. And they want to try to fly. It you actually root for the chickens, which is something I never really thought about. And other DreamWorks films, I would say it's a really good movie. It really is. It's probably the best constructed film of those movies. So as this is the second DreamWorks film that I saw this month, and the second movie of the DreamWorks series, that means it's my favorite it's not my favorite DreamWorks movie, but it is my favorite film of this month. The way I can connect with the characters, and there's the storyline is just so cool, and I love Mel Gibson's character, and it's you can care for them. I love it. One scene I did not like is they wanted to create chicken pies with them, and I just think that's kind of too dark. That's way too dark for a kid's film. So that's one thing I did not like about the film, but everything else is really good. So for me, it comes in at number 1. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And tell me, what is your favorite movie of non-released movies that you saw in the month of January 2021? Just let me know what you saw down below. You don't have to tell me if you saw 31 movies in all 31 days. You don't have to tell me your whole list. Just tell me your top 5 movies of this month. I want to know your thoughts on everything. So, bye guys.